Lecture topic. Shortcut to Allah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the Quran Sharif, Allah Ta'ala speaks about those Sahaba, and this referred to all the Sahaba. They were those who had come from the rural areas, who had not yet learned the etiquette. They had slipped up initially in this. Allah Ta'ala says that those who they keep their voices low in the presence of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى. Allah Ta'ala has tested their hearts for taqwa. This one meaning. The other is that Allah Ta'ala has made their hearts completely pure for taqwa. And lahum maghfiratu wa ajrun azim. They'll get the forgiveness of Allah Ta'ala and very great rewards. This was on that level of adab that they showed, that the adab and the respect that they had, Allah Ta'ala promised them this great blessing. Now the same thing that has been mentioned for these people, Hazrat Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anh, he expressed something deduced from the ayat of the Quran Sharif, that those who الَّذِينَ يَشْتَهُونَ الْمَعْصِيَةَ وَلَا يَعْمَلُونَ بِهَا, those who have the desire of sin but do not act on that. So shaitan whispers things in their hearts and minds, and being human, they sometimes experience some inclination towards sin, but they don't ever act upon it. As Umar radiallahu anhu says that أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ امْتَحَنَ اللَّهُ قُلُوبَهُمْ لِلتَّقْوَى. These are also people in the same category, that Allah Ta'ala has tested their hearts for taqwa, and they have passed this test, and they also will be granted lahum maghfiratu ajrun azim. So the aspect of taqwa is that a person has some inclination towards some wrong, but he doesn't act upon that. That is what taqwa all about. In the Quran Sharif, Allah Ta'ala has refrained us from various sins. So this is like a person who is able to see, like in the Quran Sharif, Allah Ta'ala said, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ. Say to the believing men to lower their gazes. So now because they are able to see, they have the vision and sight, they are told to guard the sight. Now that's the general case, that people have been blessed with sight, so Allah Ta'ala is giving them the command. But if everybody was blind, there was nobody with the ability of seeing anything, and yet there was a command of this nature that must guard the gaze, but every single person is blind, what does this mean then? But because people have the ability to see, so now this is the command of Allah Ta'ala, and they have the ability to see, and they are restraining their gaze from what Allah is displeased with. This is taqwa. So the same applies to everything else, that the command of taqwa is to people who have the ability to sin, but they don't do so. And this is what takes them to a level beyond the angels. The angels don't have the ability to sin, so they commit no sin, but they are not able to commit any sin. An insan has the ability, but he restrains himself, he goes to a level beyond the angels. Sometimes this becomes a very difficult thing for some people, that but why am I experiencing things of this nature? That is insan. But this insan becomes on a level, gets to a level beyond the malaika based on this taqwa, based on this refraining oneself. So this is what the simple prescription that we have to keep latching onto, to keep suppressing whatever is against Allah Ta'ala's commands. And this is the easy and shortcut route to get to Allah Ta'ala. So there's nothing to be afraid about or concerned about, that why did this happen? Why did this kind of thought come in the mind? Why was this inclination experienced? But what was done upon that? How was that reacted to? How did a person then go forward? That is what then takes him at a very high speed towards Allah Ta'ala, provided that he did not act upon it, he rather suppressed it. Allah Ta'ala give us that.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।